Zeus, Ares, Thor, Hades. Many ancient mythological gods are extremely popular and well known across the globe in today's age. However, most are not well versed in African mythology, specifically the Yoruba mythology originating in Nigeria. While these African gods may not have found a place in the matter of popular culture in the 21st century, their influence is still far-reaching and needs a deeper dive. Today we're going to discuss Shango, the Yoruba god of thunder and war. You could also call him the African Thor. We will discuss his origin story, his appearance, and his overall status among the gods of Yoruba. Let's get into it. Long ago, Shango was promoted to the mystical Orishas, Yoruba spirits that are held in extremely high regard, after he found success as a heroic warrior of the Yoruba, and then as the fourth king of the Oyo region. Yoruba tradition states that Shango was a powerful figurehead with a thunderous voice and a mouth which seemingly spewed fire when speaking. He was known for his violent leadership style and led with his anger. With many of his subjects fearful of his ferocity, he was set to lead a long and prosperous career as the leader of the Oyo Empire. However, Shango's glorious rule would not last. There are two popular theories as to what brought about Shango's demise. At the height of Shango's power, it is said that he gained the control over lightning and thunder, proving his might among his subjects. During the middle of a violent outburst, he accidentally caused a thunderstorm, which struck his palace and bent it to the ground, also killing his wives and children. Embarrassed at his doing, and feeling great shame and grief, Shango fled from the Oyo region and hung himself. Another version of the story claims that at the height of his power, Shango was approached and challenged by a subject who ended up being a sorcerer. The sorcerer's powers were so awesome, they led to the Oyo people to promote him to the throne, pushing Shango aside. Having been cast out, Shango retreated from the empire he had led for so long. Former subjects looked to him as a failure, and one who never deserved to rule over them in the first place. Having been abandoned by his own people, Shango committed suicide by hanging himself. Whichever story is true, the next part of the story remains consistent. After his death, many of Shango's former subjects mocked their former ruler, making light of the fact that he couldn't even control his ability to yield thunder and lightning. Shortly after, a number of vicious thunderstorms rained down on the kingdom, destroying many buildings and claiming many lives. Those who still supported Shango's legacy claimed that he was the one in control of these storms, having ascended to a god, and that his wrath was being unleashed on the ungrateful subjects. Those that still pledged their allegiance to Shango believed that he had transcended into an Orisha. Believing this, Shango was installed as an integral part of his followers' cult, and eventually the overall religious landscape of the Oyo region, eventually becoming an integral part of the installation of new Oyo kings. When Oyo eventually spread its empire further out to the kingdoms of Edo and Fon, Shango's legend grew even more, having his followers spread his story and incorporate his worship into their religious systems. Hello, hope you're enjoying the video. Please like the video and make sure to comment on what you think so far, as this goes a long way and helps support the channel. Now let's continue. Shango is associated with both fire and lightning, being a ruler of the fire breath and having the control over lightning and thunder. He is typically associated with the symbol of a double-headed war axe, or an oshe. His statues typically show Shango with an oshe ingrained in the top of his head. Shango is also associated with a war drum, or bata drum, which legend depicts as his drum of choice to be played at his arrival and worship. It is also said that the bata drum was the instrument Shango used to summon his powerful thunderstorms. Shango's legend, while stemming from Yoruba, is not unique to the region. During the height of the Atlantic slave trade in the 18th and 19th centuries, Yoruba people were among the hundreds of thousands of Africans captured and brought back to the West for slavery purposes. In places like South America and the Caribbean, Shango's law and worship were passed on by the slaves and was able to establish itself inside the law of these regions as well. He has continued to live on, having been actively worshipped in the 21st century, as part of many modern religious systems, including Haiti's voodoo religion, Cuba's Santeria tradition, and by the Candomblé cult in Brazil. There are also two fairly fresh religious movements that include his name in them: the Trinidad Shango Baptists and a cult in Brazil known as Shango. Shango's celebratory feast day is celebrated on December 4th each year by his loyal followers. The colors typically attributed to the god are red and white, and he is depicted to be a lover and a supporter of animals, specifically dogs, turtles, and even roosters. He is also a noted feast and party enthusiast, often depicted as the life of any party he is a part of. He is said to have a relationship with Oya, a European goddess of the river Niger. He is also brother to Ogun, the god of weapons, which, as you can guess, has led to numerous dust-ups in the past. Shango was a fiery leader of the Yoruba region and a powerful god, controlling one of the most powerful elements known to man. His legend reaches far and wide and has lasted centuries throughout history. His ardent followers continue to pass on his worship and story, and it is unlikely that the legend of Shango is going to disappear anytime soon. So the next time you see an advertisement for Thor, just remember that the true god of thunder may have originated in Africa rather than the Nordic region. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Also leave your questions and thoughts below. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.